Welcome, everybody out there listening on KFWB News Talk 980, our flagship station, or Extreme Talk XM channel 165, or on the World Wide Web at cleanradio.com. My guest host tonight, well, you're not even a guest host, you're just a host with the most. You might remember her from Girls Gone Wild Mexico, 1999.
God.
Jennifer Easy on the Eyes Jimenez is in the studio with us tonight.
Hi.
Welcome, as always, Jen.
Thank you.
So how did it feel to do Girls Gone Wild 1999?
You know, it was really good. I mean, I was a little nervous when my grandfather and my dad and my brother were watching me take off my top, but I didn't do it. What are you talking
I know,
about?
but it sounded good for half a second in my
it's
brain.
like horrible.
Yeah.
No, I did not. By the way, I did not. I repeat, I did
no,
not.
she didn't. She didn't.
No.
I just joke. You're the awesomely amazing Jen Easy on the Eyes Jimenez. And before we even start, I want to give a shout out to, I forgot, we have a trucker out there. I think he's one of your followers, Twiggy. And he basically listens to the show every week. He posts as he's in the truck driving across America, and this is his meeting.
Hi,
and
Twiggy.
I think that's really one of his meetings is awesome. And I want to wish Anna M. happy 12 years. I wished it to the wrong person a couple years ago, but it counts wishing that. And I just want to welcome everybody out there that's listening tonight. We've had this is the best month Clean Radio has had so far. We've had awesome guests, but our numbers have been through the roof. And I just want to thank everybody out there that goes to the video stream, that goes to the shows. Thank you so much, because I mean, really, it's for you.
And so many people retweet and Facebook and do everything like that. And I mean, our supporters are amazing. I love you guys.
It's really awesome, and I can't thank enough the callers we've had. I mean, last week you weren't here, but we had this awesome caller, and 73-year-old guy, grandfather, and who's worried about his grandson, who's got a 15-year-old grandson. And we spoke on the phone, and he was just really worried. And I gave him some advice. I said, just take the kid out. Take him to a Yankee game. Not a Yankee game. Take him to a ball game or something. That's always what I wanted. I still have that in me, Why didn't I get to go? And but give us a call tonight. And everybody out there, this is a show about addiction, recovery, and the life after. And I can't think of a better show tonight. I can't think of a better than what's going on in the studio right now.
The diversity is amazing.
Everybody under the age of 35, and I'm hoping, I'm just, we have it's like a beautiful crew of young, sober people in here. But first up, I want to welcome Eric
Adams.
Eric Adams. I was going to go with Eric A. Okay.
Well, I mean, he's very open and public about his last name because
Eric Adams from Rehab.
From Rehab.
Hi.
He's one of
Hello.
And this kid is awesome. I really like him. He's got 90 days sober tonight.
Yes.
Tonight?
Tonight, 12 a.m.
Oh, I got
And,
the chills.
And well, in New York, you're
Boston.
somewhere you're sober already. 90 days.
Yeah.
So your friends in Boston listening.
Possibly, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I told them about it.
Listen. None of my friends listen, so I get
Really?
it. Yeah.
Well, most of my friends are addicts, so I'm sure they're maybe tuning in.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of people supporting you, because I get a lot of emails from people saying, thank you for helping my cousin or my nephew and all this stuff. And I mean, you have so many people rooting for you out there that don't even know you. I know that because I get so much feedback about you.
Right, yeah,
And
I
I just-
appreciate it.
How old are you?
25.
You're 25,
Yeah.
and you're 90 days sober. I just want to. How many? You said something really cool. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn. You're from Boston, and I know one of the roughest things is friends. Because none of my friends were sober.
Right.
I mean, some of them weren't alcoholics or addicts, but mostly the ones. I mean, are most of your friends back there in active addiction?
There's a lot of them that are still in active addiction, but I do have a lot of clean friends. Like the friends I lost from when I was a child, I got back, because of what I'm doing. But yeah, I do have a lot of people still suffering.
And those are the best, though, the ones from childhood.
Yeah.
The ones that we get to make amends to.
Yeah, and I have a lot.
Yeah.
And I've lost a lot of really good friends that I grew up with as a child.
Yeah.
And they're back in my life, and it feels really good.
And I think that's such an important message to share with the people out there that are listening, because people that are struggling in addiction, people that, whether it's their family members or they can't see the hope. The hope is so shallow, because when you're going through the crisis, you don't see it. And I love that you're sharing that things are getting better. Yeah.
You know, one of the things with Eric is that when he came to the show, you know, this was his last resort, he said, and he got accepted to be on the show. And when he came, he moved all his stuff, his belongings, and he was like, "I'm here."
It was his Boston Red Sox hat.
Yeah, no, and he's like,
and
"That's it." It was
jersey,
like some trash bags. And you know what was crazy is that, like, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are suffering, he was like, "I'm here for good," but yet he fought so hard. The disease was so much more powerful. But the night that they were filming him to come in to California from Boston, he got arrested. Like, just that one more, you know, and it was so profound and so, like, I mean, so many people felt for him.
Ended on a high note.
And look at him now. He's 90 days.
Right. And it's so funny because you're going to get this a lot. And it's something, and I'm going to introduce our next person in a second, but you're going to get this a lot, and I'm sure all of us get it in here except for Jennifer, because she's still sort of messed up. But you're going to get this because you're a very, you know, I say this in the most heterosexual type of way. You're a great looking kid, you're smart, and people are going to say to you when you're sober a little bit of time, they're going to go, "You were really an alcoholic. You were really an addict." And almost because that's how much we change. You know, to 90 days ago, I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh, he's definitely an addict." Yeah. Now, because you have that healthy you, you know, it's pretty awesome. And let's get to the next person in here tonight because she's absolute ab fab. And it's Erica Spiegelman, returnee to Clean Radio.
Yes.
And owner of ericaspiegelman.com.
Yes,
and it's a great website, and you put up a great article. Erica's actually a therapist. She's a therapist?
Yes, well, addiction counselor, technically, but I do therapy, and I'm... Yes, go on.
Yes, and by the way, let me give out by the way, if you just tuned in, you are listening to Clean Radio. That's Clean with a K. The number here is 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. Give us a call. But Erica actually wrote an amazingly good article about the masks. The masks
people wear, yes. Yeah. No, I wrote this article recently about, you know, I was actually thinking about when I was a child and as a woman, and also for men also, when we're young and we're trying to please people, that we subscribe to this kind of way that we think we should be. We think our parents want us to be. So we put on this smile, we put on this mask, we want to please people. And then when we, you know, finally enter kind of our teenage years, or at least with me, and tried substances and started drinking, I was hiding things and telling lies and keeping secrets. And really that's when another mask appeared. And then another mask and another mask. And then because of the shame of putting on all these masks, leads to really just disconnecting with who you are and fragmenting who you are. And then that leads to more substance abuse because you feel terrible about it. And it's just this dark cycle. And I just think it's really interesting now that it's Halloween.
Yes, and with Halloween coming up. And, you know, and it's, I mean, I was sort of joking about this beforehand.
But I like that. I like that.
But it's, you know, and I'm on Facebook, and every girl I know, I mean, and not every girl, but 90% of the girls I know that are dressing up for Halloween are dressed as French maids.
Well,
you know,
or as their excuse to dress or undress.
As escorts, right? And I'm like, I get it. One night of the year, you want to be a woman of the night.
And I just, for one night of the year, want to be a normal girl.
Oh, that's so profound. Everybody out there, the sympathy runs for Jennifer Jimenez because she just wants to be Jen without the makeup. But it is very interesting. It's because you're right. In addiction, we put on these masks.
I think we're all chameleons in a lot of ways because we begin to carry around a lot of shame in our behavior, or maybe we're not even really aware of our behavior and we're a little bit in denial. But at the same time, I think we feel that we're not living a congruent life to who we really are in our hearts.
To the simpletons out there. Congruent, yes, please define.
Congruent meaning, who you are truly in your heart. What you're doing, your behaviors don't match it. So that's incongruent. So congruence really just like, is it even? Is it even? Are you balanced?
Are you being true to yourself?
Are you being true to yourself? Yeah. Like if you're, it actually refers to anybody in life. If you're working for a company, let's say, that is just not morally correct and it's bothering you, then that wouldn't be at a job where you felt like it's congruent to your morals.
Got you.
You know?
It's a great word.
I like it.
Eric, you wanted to say something?
Do you feel like
at any time feel like you could jump in?
Like you're living to your true self right now for whoever that is at this moment?
Right now I do, but before I definitely wasn't. I hid everything. I had so many like walls up, like a mask. It was a mask, you know. Like I came off as I was confident because of how I felt. You know, it was just all a fake.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And now I'm definitely. I feel like there's a few masks in me still. You know, like that I can come down, but.
And that's going to take a while.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's.
But he's aware of it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's you know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's you know, I mean, I would imagine one of the masks. I mean, I don't know how you grew up. You grew up in Boston. You know, it's. You're a proud Boston guy. You know, you want to be a tough guy. You want to be. But I think some of the hardest things for guys is
tough
most of the toughest guys
exterior.
are like the guys that are crumbling on the inside.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can't show emotions.
Right.
See, and that's the thing is sometimes, you know, however you got this idea that you couldn't show your emotions, whether it's, you know, your peers, you can't break down and cry. Or maybe in your family, like a father says, you know, be a man, don't cry,
Right.
you know, and so, you know, boys and girls tend to like stuff their emotions when they're young. And then that comes out with, you know, behaviors where
Anger
and
addiction.
And addiction.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is actually, by the way, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Clean Radio. You're not listening to the Mask Hour. But I want to know from people out there, what is your mask? And I don't just mean what are you dressing up this year for on Halloween.
It's a good question.
But I do think it's very telling what people do dress up on as Halloween.
True.
Because, I mean, Jen, you could actually, it's a great point. You just want to take off all your makeup, put on maybe a habit. And
I already played a nun on a movie. I get to play all the time. So that's the thing. Like for me, yesterday when we did the outing with the clients at Clean, I wore no makeup and just jeans and a t-shirt maybe or sweats or something, but
we've seen you in that too.
Yeah.
At the meeting.
Yeah, I mean I get to be that other side of me, but I always talked about, and I share when I speak at meetings or whatnot, I always say like I'm a great chameleon. Like I've done nothing but wear masks my whole life.
I'm so happy you relate to this.
Yeah. I mean,
Lord knows. I mean, I think everybody in here it does.
But we all wear masks. Like in life, even if we're not an addict, like or an alcoholic, we have to wear a mask in our lives. But like when you kind of cross that line and you mix in intermesh everything together, you're so lost and confused. And with no coping skills, of course you're going to keep using.
Is it weird, by the way, that every time I hear the word chameleon, I want to sing that come on.
It is weird. Yeah, it's very weird.
That never crossed my mind.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt everybody's profound thoughts with my craziness inside my head. Yeah. By the way, you're listening to Clean Radio. The number here is 888-539-2980. We're in the studio tonight with Jennifer Easy on the Eyes Jimenez and Eric, Good Guy Adams. I remember.
I like that one. I'm ready to so codependent. I'm like ready to say it for him.
And
you're taking care of him.
And the Fab Ab, Erica Spiegelman from
I like
EricaSpiegelman.com, who wrote this incredible article that I encourage everybody to read about the masks we put on. But I think the only way for an addict or an alcoholic to survive is to find that mask.
Well, yeah. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, something, it kind of rang a bell, is that, honestly, I swear this story to be true. When I was in treatment, they would, like Bob Force and them, we'd do the process group, and they'd be like, how do you feel today? And I would say, I don't know, how the F do you want me to feel? Happy? And I'd smile. Sad? And I'd cry. Because I didn't know how to feel. I always knew what you wanted me to do.
Right. And it's so crazy because we tend to pick up signals from other people. Like we look at them, we try to pick up, does this person want me to act shy, or does this person want me to act outgoing? I mean, how should I be acting all the time? And
I think we're the masters of going, when I was in rehab, they used to call me the compliant client.
Right.
Because I would literally,
there's always a compliant.
Yeah, whatever you guys, I was like, and they always would say, stop being so compliant. And I always tell people, because when I got sober, I was angry. I'd be at meetings and I'd scream at people.
Well, you were always pleasing people.
Yeah, so I went the reverse when I got sober because I really wanted to stay sober. We got a call from Boston. Let's go to somebody from Boston. Welcome to Clean Radio.
South Boston.
No way.
Are you still there?
Yes, I am. Salty in the house.
Salty.
Oh,
Welcome
man.
to
that?
Who is
Hi,
it?
Boston.
You're so proud.
What's going
I
on?
just wanted to call in and give my support to E. E, Salty misses your buddy, but you definitely ain't missing nothing here, and glad to see you doing the right thing, man.
Thank you very much.
Who
It
is
just
that?
made me emotional.
I know.
Hearing that. I'm like, because all the support from my hometown means a lot.
He's a voice.
Yeah, he's doing awesome. What about you? What's your story?
I'm going to cry.
Same story as Eric, just a user.
And how you doing now?
User and abuser.
Yeah.
And how you doing now?
I'm doing all right. I mean, since I moved out of Southie, I moved out to Needham. I've been doing a little better with myself, but it's still an everyday struggle. You know, every time I go back to Southie, it drags me right back under.
Okay, so, sorry, go ahead, Art.
No. It's like people get the impression too that like it's. I'm not saying you are, but that it's Southie.
Yeah,
that's the problem, and it's not. It's a great town. It's just.
It's you.
I mean, yeah, it's us.
Can I ask your name?
Yeah, what's your name, by the way?
It's Pickup.
Pickup.
Hey, Pickup.
That's.
James?
I thought they were telling me to pick up the.